who was the best artist or musician that you had worked with up until the second Bone record? Bone.
You know, they always been one of the top groups because they sold so many records, and you know they got the most respect out of a lot of the groups. I still stick with them.
Stick with Bone?
Yeah.
Now see, I was in the studio. You worked with Wuzang Clan.
Yeah.
You worked with JAYO Felony.
Mm-hmm.
You worked with DMX.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is some of the upper echelon artists.
Right.
Now I seen you work with them, and they came to the studio and was just amazed how quick you work, how good the sound is, and how warm everything was, and how everybody walked out of the studio happy. Right. So
I say with Bone, it was more of a experience. Let's start from the hi-hat to the snare to the kick, you know. So we did it like that, you know.
Oh, build it from the ground up.
From the ground up, you know. That's how I ended up being a producer on the project.
Okay.
You know?
So at this time, when you did, now I remember the session, Raekwon the chef, it's just the Wu-Tang. How was it like working with Wu-Tang when they came to the Black Hole? Now all these people came to your studio. Everything we're speaking about is that people come to the Black Hole recording studio.
Oh yeah.
So how was it working with the Wu-Tang?
Yeah, different ones, you know. They were all cool. Method Man was real cool. He pulled up with a chauffeur and, you know, in his limo, and let's see, what's the
Old Dirty Bastard. Old Dirty Bastard was there too, yeah.
Yeah, we would sit on the couch, and Old Dirty Bastard would always talk about his family, and you know, he would be concerned about them, and he just want to take care of his family all the time. That's all he talked about all the time, you know. And he was on the song with JAYO Felony at first, but they took him off because they didn't like what he was talking about.
Insider knowledge right there. So that's, I can give it to you, but what you gonna do with it?
Yeah.
Old Dirty Bastard was originally on the song. You recorded him, I was there.
Yeah.
But he was a little bit too wild, so they took him off the track. See? Big time. So, okay. I want to ask you another question because there's some other artists that I respect that you work with. So, Kill. He had a number of various artists that came through. That's a good, solid brother. How was it like working with him?
Oh, it was cool. He was, you know, he's a big leader of the Watts, you know. Like I said, he had the Watts Up song. He put it down for Watts. He put Watts on the map as far as he was doing music back then, and he was motivating a lot of youngsters to come in and try to do the music and get out of the streets, you know, and he was pushing them, you know.
Yeah.
Kill was a good leader for a lot of people, you know. Still to this day.
Yeah.
You know. I see him trying to take the youngsters and make them into something, you know, and take them to that next level.
Yeah.
And he does it with his own money.
Yeah, and I've witnessed that. Just not talking. He's about it.
He about it.
Yeah. That's 100. And I've got the opportunity to work with Kill thanks to Kenny Mccloud. Shot his video, Enemy Amongst Friends. Shout out to Beretta, he was in the video too. And it's absolutely true. Kill does reach out to the community. You know, even though he had a troubled past, he don't want to see his kids go through the same troubled past that he went through. So he tries to do a difference. He does community outreach. He actually does. And that's super big. And you got to work with him. And you also was his mentor too. Just like all the rest of us. So yeah, that's really cool. So I respect Kill and what he's got going on. And then there's another brother that I respect. You got the opportunity to work with George Clinton several times. How was it like working with George Clinton? Funkadelic.
Yeah, he's one of the funksters from back in the day, and we used to chill and put music together, you know. If you go on YouTube, you'll see a little George Clinton at the Black Hole with me and El DeBarge, George Clinton. We just jamming, you know, having a good time doing music. That's what we do, so, you know.
Right. So
George did his thing. He had his time and his era, you know. He was a big influence with the funk music, you know. That's like I said, when I was young, I used to listen to the funk music. He was one of the guys, you know. Parliament, Flashlight, you know, all that. And grew up and learned how to play it. And you hear elements of that in my music today, you know.
Right.
So yeah, I respect him and his great musicians that he had back then, you know.
What, Kenny? I was there. I seen it. They respect you.
Yeah.
He came to the studio because your sound. Now we all know George Clinton is an icon, and you recognize his music from the time he took a crap.
That's right.
Till now, so he knows what he hears, and he knows what he likes, and he knows what the world likes. He came to you, and he brought his friends and cronies too. They all loved you.
Oh yeah.
So now you're accepted by icons, legends. Can't get no higher. So they come to you for your sound. How does that make you feel? George Clinton, like you said, El DeBarge. I mean, there's a whole lot of others, but how did George Clinton in person, because George Clinton was the most sampled artist in hip hop. If it wasn't for George Clinton and James Brown, we wouldn't have hip hop. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have West Coast hip hop. They came to you, George Clinton, came to your studio, hung out with you, jammed with you. It says a lot.
That's right. Well, he did have the song theme from the black hole. He had to come down to the black hole. You know?
The other thing for
Yeah.
Now, big up to George Clinton. Okay, now.